Hello guys, Merry Christmas and welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be making our milky coconut chin chin. This is the perfect snacks for this period. It is so milky and coconutty. Anything that has coconut inside is amazing, and it's not too sugary. Like, this is just so perfect, and you can taste the milk. This is very nice. If you want to learn how to do it, then you have to keep watching. So for this recipe, we'll be using about 1 kg of flour. I'll add that into a dry bowl, and then I'll go ahead and measure out about 200 grams of milk powder. You can also add milk flavor to mix it. Then about 180 to 200 grams of sugar. I don't want it too sugary. And then I'll be using full cream evaporated milk. I use about 240 grams of that. This milk is actually very creamy and not so expensive. Then I will be mixing my milk and my sugar so the sugar can dissolve. Then I'll mix the milk and the sugar, and I'll stir everything till it is thoroughly combined. Next, I'll be adding my eggs into the milk and sugar mixture and also mix it thoroughly. I didn't want this chin chin to be too soft because I'll be using lots of milk, but I also didn't want it to be too hard. That's why I'm using just 2 eggs for 1 kilo of flour. You can use less. Then I'll be adding vanilla flavor, just 1 teaspoon of that. For the last time, cover and set it aside for the sugar to dissolve. Then I measured out my margarine, and then I have about 2 medium-sized nutmegs here. I grated that, and then I will be adding some cinnamon powder as well. And then I'll go ahead and add about 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I will mix everything in thoroughly, all the dry ingredients to combine thoroughly. And next, I'm going to go ahead and add the margarine now, and I will mix it in thoroughly with all the other dry ingredients till it is thoroughly mixed and has like this crumbly texture. And once I've achieved that, this is what we are looking for. I'll go ahead and add my desiccated coconut. I just broke fresh coconut and then added it to my food processor and processed it, and I have this. You can also use store-bought desiccated coconuts, but this gets the job done as well. So I'm going to mix it in thoroughly till everything is thoroughly combined, and then I'll add our wet ingredients. That's the milk, the eggs. I used just very little water to rinse out the bowl. Then add everything into the bowl, and then we are going to go ahead and mix it thoroughly with our well-washed hands. So once I've mixed it and everything has come together just like this, I will cover and allow it to rest for 10 to 15 minutes. And then 15 minutes later, this is what we have. The dough is well rested and the gluten has formed. Then I'll go ahead now to just mix it in one more time, and then not mixing actually, just roll everything together to form one ball, and then I'll cut out just very little. Like, I did this dough like 4 times. Then I'm going to go ahead and place it on a floored surface, and then we are going to roll it out. Just roll it out till it's flat, but not too thin and not also too thick. Just something like this, like maybe an inch thick or even half an inch thick, because once it enters the oil, it will swell up. So that's also what we are doing. I rolled everything out till it's flat. I then flipped it to the other side and then rolled it too. Then we are going to use our pizza cutter to cut it. We're going to cut it vertically and horizontally. Cutting it like this makes it very much easier, because cutting chin chin dough you will sleep there. So that's just use a pizza cutter. Cut first. You can start horizontally first before you go vertically. Just try and keep your hand straight, but even if it's not straight, just fry it like that. It will come out really nice. So that's just that. I'm now cutting out my chin chin dough into cubes. You can also cut it into whatever shape you want. Some people like theirs longer, but I prefer mine like this. So once I'm done, don't mind if they are sticking together. I'm going to heat up some oil in a pan and then test with one of my chin chin dough, and if it floats up to the top within considerable time, not not too fast though, if not it means that it's too hot. Then I'm going to go ahead and add our chin dough. You see, once it enters the oil, it will separate. So even if it is clumping up on your work surface, don't bother about that, just keep cutting. And once you add it to the oil, everything will separate. I'm going to fry on medium-low heat, and then I'll continue the other process with the other remaining dough. Remember, I told you I did it 4 times. I rolled it out 4 times, and this was very quick, and it does not take a lot of time. Do not spend all your day in the kitchen making Christmas chin. So that's just it. I'll repeat the same process again. Roll it out, not too thin and not too thick. And then I'm going to also check back on the first batch you put on the fire to fry. Remember, fry on medium-low heat, not very high heat or even medium heat, just very low, not too low too, so your chin will not soak oil, just medium-low. And then I'll check back and continue slicing my chin. I will just do it vertically and then horizontally, any way that is fine with you. But don't sleep in the kitchen making chin by cutting it one. You sleep there. So that's just that. I'm going to repeat the same process all over again. Check on my chin, and by now it is ready, light brown in color. I don't want it too brown. I'll scoop it out of the oil and then put it in a sieve, a metal sieve, to drain out the oil. And then I'll go ahead and add the next batch of chin dough. Notice this one is also clumping together, but it will separate inside the oil. So I'll add that and then continue my chin. That is just that. Very simple and very easy. It's just the same process that I repeated. I'll just leave you to see it for yourself, and I'll stop talking. So once I'm done frying each batch, I'll take out the first batch I placed in the sieve and pour it into a tray to cool down. Then I will continue the process again. So once the chin is done and it has cooled, you can store it in an airtight container and it will last you for months. You don't need preservative in chin. And that's very easy and simple, and our chin is ready. You can serve this to your special guests and they will really thank you. See you guys in my next one. Bye.